Hi. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I think you hear me well, and I will take 1 extra minute plus to have a time for my presentation. Another time, thank you very much for joining. My name is Anhelina. I'm representing my company, Vytrus Biotech. Today we are going to review concepts of glass skin and longevity. And I would like to also introduce our latest launch, Clarivine, with this interesting mechanism and concept of fasting, which with this concept you can approach to glass skin and longevity. So as you can see on the slide, this is an ingredient coming from stem cells of a grape. We won a few awards, innovation award, for example, at In Cosmetics Global. We won in the category with innovative active ingredients. And this is a patented technology. We work with plant stem cells. So some of the key concepts that I would like you to remember and to take home, kind of where you can work with this active ingredient. It's a skin longevity, glass skin cellular fasting, plant fasting factors, and an exosomic resveratrol. So this is a part of innovation and innovative things that you can work with this ingredient. So let's talk about the first concept, glass skin. Glass skin is a huge trend coming from the social media. It's a part of kind of a concept coming from the K-beauty. And yeah, it gained a lot of visibility now and popularity. What means the glass skin? It's a perfect skin, perfectly hydrated, perfectly smooth, luminous. It's reflecting light so well that it has like a glass-looking effect. And the second concept that I would like to highlight, it's a longevity. Longevity is a buzzword of the last 2 years. You can probably for sure hear about this and see growing interest. So basically glass skin, if it aims to the visible results, longevity is about a deep state of our body. So longevity science works deeply with our cells, its resilience, and how we can support our skin health in the long term. Cellular longevity refers to the ability of the skin cells to maintain their functionality and resilience over time, delaying the visible signs of aging. So here we have kind of two concepts. First, it's a middle term, the glass skin, something that we can see every day, and longevity, the effects of longevity and improving longevity we will see in the decades of our skincare. And we are proposing very innovative concept and mechanism of action for these two trends, which is mimicking cellular fasting. And this is the first time in cosmetic industry where we clinically were able to prove effects of fasting and of fasting mimicking in the skin. So why fasting in general? There is a lot of studies related to fasting that it's able to reduce and reverse aging. Some of the markers of the aging, like oxidative stress, senescence, mitochondrial dysfunction, loss of collagen and elastin, pigment accumulation, and telomere shortening, it all can be reversed with a fasting-induced effect. And all of this, something that you see on the screen, it's all coming from the literature. So there is a lot of studies showing that fasting can improve our look and our use in the skin. So we are proposing the fasting for our skincare. It's a powerful trigger for adaptive responses to optimize cell regeneration and prolong longevity. So fasting will enhance resilience, regeneration, repair, and metabolic efficiency. What we are proposing with active ingredients, it's not a fasting itself, it's a fasting mimicking effect. And fasting is more than a diet. It's a biological mechanism that involves different cellular functions. And Clarivine, our active ingredient, activates fundamental fasting-related processes without nutrient deprivation. So no fasting needed for the skin, just fasting activation and activation of related processes. New generation of longevity skincare. Our inspiration are the plants. It's inspiration of our own whole company, and they are experts in the fasting. Because they are rooted to the ground and they cannot move, they have to adapt to all the changing conditions. If there is no light or no nutrients, they have to find a way how to optimize their resources to be efficient and to grow and be strong. And they are able, with a fasting activation, they're able to conserve energy, focus on maintaining vital structures, reusing and recycling. And plants have a trick to become stronger from scarcity, which is plant fasting factors. They help them thrive and grow. Here, in specifically, we were inspired by Vytrus vinifera, plant for radiant skin, but also for your glass, for your evenings. These plants, they are famous that they have a very long life. They are able to grow up to 400 years. And this plant is able to resist very well stress and delay cellular aging through regeneration. It's also known for hypoglycemic effect, similar to metformin, and its role in activating anti-aging genes and proteins. The key molecules, it's resveratrol. We all know this metabolite. It's produced under stress conditions in a grape. It's also recognized as a great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory molecule. It's so popular and famous in the anti-aging and well-being. So we wanted to get the benefits of the longevity from the grape, and as well to get the benefits of the resveratrol. So we worked with plant stem cells. Here is a very interesting part. With our technologies, we are able to produce the molecules that we want in the concentration that we want. We're able to control the processes and optimize some of the processes for higher concentration of bioactive fractions. Here we took two stem cell culture. One had enough nutrients during the whole growth time period, and the second stem cell culture had fasting period, so we were not giving nutrients to the plant stem cells. And by the end, we compared what is a biochemistry of two of these cultures. What you can see on first column, non-fasting secretome, it's what is happening on a biochemical level in a cell culture, and the fasting secretome, our exclusive technology and our knowledge how to work with the stem cells and take the best from them. And what you can see in a change, it's an increase of production of resveratrol, plus 80%, increase of production of polyphenols, almost 200%, increase of peptides, plus 136%. And not only we changed the composition, we also changed the effects and activity of the product. If you take a look, we also see the increase of antioxidant capacity, plus 20%. So working and giving the special conditions of growth for stem cells creates not only unique composition, but improves the efficacy and activity of the product in our skin. So why is Clarivine scientifically fascinating? So what we did is that we designed applying intermittent fasting on stem cells over grape, and we extract the powerful supernatant with optimized biochemical composition. So Clarivine transfers the adaptive fasting response from plants to human cells, which results in longevity, trigger, and skin. If to summarize and say in very simple words, we fast the stem cells and we get all the molecules of activation, so we don't need to fast ourselves. We have all the benefits from using the plant as a factories of producing of bioactive molecules. To summarize the key group molecules in this active ingredient, it would be signaling peptides and the proteins, polyphenols and the secondary metabolites, and a third group is the same active molecules but naturally encapsulated inside the exosomes. So this ingredient also contains exosomes as coming from the cellular culture, so it's a natural part of the ingredient. And these plant exosomes, they are rich in exosomic peptides and exosomic resveratrol. One of the concepts that I wanted you to make a note, it's very interesting. But if you would like to get more information on the composition and activities, please come to the stand, and we will discuss more in details. So yeah, from plants to humans who are fasting to longevity. This was our inspiration and our idea. To summarize, we chose some of the markers of the fasting, how to prove the concept that really we are able to activate fasting-related processes. Some of them which are autophagy, which is related to cellular detox and renewal, telomere protection related to DNA integrity, cellular senescence with a marker of beta-galactidase, lipofuscin and melanin as markers of age and accumulation of the pigments, and in general signaling of the cells behaving like in more pro-longevity signaling. So we can see that in each marker there is improvement which shows a fasting activation effect. Going into the clinicals, this ingredient has a lot of different studies and a few groups where we focused also on the testing on a Caucasian panel and an Asian panel. And I would like to highlight some of the most interesting. So the first clinical panel had 66 volunteers, and we divided them into 3 groups. First group, they were applying placebo. Second group, they were applying placebo, and also they were fasting from 12 to 14 hours per day. Last group, they were not fasting, they just applied active ingredient. Each day, 1% of a Clarivine in a product, twice per day. So what you can see here, like this more like gray bluish first column, it's a placebo group. Second group, which is black, it's intermittent fasting group, and purple is our active ingredient. So first you can see that actually fasting had a very good effect on reducing pigmentation on a dark spot melanin index and a skin melanin index, referring to the luminosity of the skin. So you can make a resolution, maybe you could fast for beauty over your skin for brightening effect. But then the next thought that you can, or next thing that you can see is that Clarivine had a higher and greater effect at each time point for each parameter. So it had a greater brightening effect on a dark spot and on the skin. Additional parameter that we measured was skin roughness. It's a parameter that helps us to see the glass skin effect. So the more even our skin structure is, better the light reflection. So here what we can see that this placebo, it has a very low effect on improving the skin texture. Then intermittent fasting had a very good effect on evening the skin tone and skin texture. And the Clarivine had even higher effect at 28 days and 56 days. But there was one parameter where fasting group didn't perform well. You can see that the placebo and the fasting in the parameter of a skin antioxidant potential had a very low results. At the same time, Clarivine clinically showed a very prominent and significant effect on stimulation of our own ability of the cells to protect itself against oxidative stress. So it's a test that shows that how cells are able to respond to the aggressions and prolong their longevity. Some of the images of the volunteers from the clinical testing with 1%, you can see the results in 28 days and 56 days. On the area of a crow's feet, you can see the evening effect on the wrinkles, also brightening in general skin tone and pigmentation spots. Here's another volunteer, which you can see like more luminosity effect and improvement of a pigmentation, so brightness and freshness. Also, like in the spots, we can see the brightening effect. And something that I mentioned as well, that we tested this on an Asian panel. And here is a highlight of the volunteers from this panel. You can see also brightening effect, reduction of pigmentation. We also saw that a very good effect in a more challenging this panel, where we can see more pigment accumulation, more photo damage. So it was a challenge for our active ingredient to have the effect and a visual improvement with a naked eye. And the third group, we measured the short-term results for well-aging benefits. So here it's a simple test, so we have half a phase placebo, half a phase active ingredient to compare. And we increased the dosage to 2% of the active ingredient applied twice per day. And what we can see is the results in a moisturization, improvement in 14 days, in 28 days. You can also see that the Clarivine has a very prominent and a good effect on the moisturization only in 14 days. And this effect is growing as well. So you have a very attractive claims of results in 14 days with your cream. And also an additional parameter that we measured was a wrinkle depth. So reduction of the wrinkles in 14 days, also compared to placebo, with a very good effect that is growing with time. So we also can see that in this active ingredient is very powerful. You can work with a lower concentration with 1% to have a general well-being and longevity switch and luminosity and gloss. But if you want to have even more like specific, powerful formulas, you can increase the dosage and have a faster effect. So to summarize, what are the benefits that you can get from Clarivine? It's a skin smoothing, luminosity, antioxidant capacity, activity, and skin pigmentation, moisturization, and well-aging effect. Some of marketing claims and concepts, I mentioned a lot of them, but to summarize, we have a glass skin and longevity, we have skin radiance and luminosity, fasting mimicking effect on skin, fast acting and a long-term anti-aging benefits. I think it's very interesting. This one is one of my favorites, because you can really see the results of improvement of a skin complexion with luminosity, with a brightness, but also you know that this active ingredient is helping your cells to be younger for a longer time, and you will see the results even after 10 years of using. And additional claims that you can use, it's a natural plant peptides, millions of exosomes loaded with peptides and resveratrol, and reversion of a cellular senescence and telomere protection. Some of the technical information for the for technologies and R&D teams. So here you can see the dosage, 1 and 2%, what we recommend. Also Inky, Vitis vinifera, flower cell extracts, so referring to the stem cell cultures. And as well, the product is a water soluble, so it can easily go into transparent serums, sprays, mists, creams as well. It's very easy to work with this active ingredient. And as well, all the regulatory information, of course, is available. So I would say that that's it. That's everything that I wanted to present to you in related to the concepts of a glass skin and longevity. If you have any more questions or if you would like to discuss more, please come to the stand 441, and I would be glad to show you also examples of the formulation with Clarivine, how it looks, how it feels, what ideas you can introduce it to, and we are always glad to work on your projects and give you additional ideas how you can improve with a biotechnologies your projects. Thank you very much.